or there's no closure on what happened last year. Is that the best environment to approach this budget making process, given the fact that that was the genesis of the upheaval we had last year, Odede?
Thanks, Fred. I think the happenings of last year is definitely going to impact on the process of this year, simply because we ignored a lot of things, and we did not even interrogate the reason as to why so much happened. You know, June 25th was just the climax, but things started way earlier. Around this time last year, the groupings were already there. The civil societies were already taking Kenyans through the finance bill and looking at the clauses that they think will affect Kenyans economically, and they were out there. But you remember the arrogance. I remember some of the members of parliament, including Majority Whip, somewhere in Bomet somewhere, saying, nothing will change, not even a comma. But you know, people were also reflecting the previous year when the different groups went before the committee and gave their opinion, including more professional bodies advising, but nothing changed. So another year came, and you have members of parliament, especially those who have been given responsibility, like majority leader, majority whip, and all that. And we know how our parliament operates, Fred. Sometimes it is us versus them, and nobody wants to look at anything else. It is just, and we realized, and you know, because you are a media house, you've been even covering parliament, there are times when debate is not a debate in that parliament. The only thing is, the motion is tabled out there, and before you know it, Mr. Speaker put the question because I feel like my side have got numbers. So it has always just been numbers and no serious debate on what is affecting Kenyans either positively or negatively. So because Kenyans could also see that house is not going to debate much of the things. And when they come out on the roof, sunroofs of the vehicle, they are also still telling you before the cameras that nothing will change, not even a comma will change. Then it leaves you with nothing else other than to fight. And this is what led us to all the way to June 20. But because we didn't do anything to rectify all that until now, and now the conversation has even metamorphosized to human rights issues. We even forgot that in the first instance, we were fighting for economic issues. Mm-hmm. Now we have a new year where it is going to, so I see in a larger extent, the last year is going to affect this year even more, because it is now politics, human rights, and also the finance bill. Last year it was economic. We don't want more taxes. And that was the fight. Now this year, the fight is 3 times, because we now have the issues of last year around human rights still on this. You are bringing a new finance bill. That it means the economic issues we discussed or we protested against last year might still be here. That is number 2. Then number 3, it has now taken a whole different political angle, because arising from that, we have ended up with broad-based. Now, the issues of politics around broad-based is also here. So we are going to have 3 major issues in this year's finance.
With the lack of introspection on the part of Parliament, definitely a lot of what was called out by the younger Kenyans, the criticism that was directed towards Parliament, maybe hasn't changed. Now there are discussions even on the budget itself. Forget even the finance bill, which they've paid a 2-page explainer on the dailies today. The National Assembly has done that, pages 14 and 15 about the finance bill. But even about the budgetary allocations alone, on an issue like a sector like education, budget cuts, serious budget cuts that affect free primary capitation, junior secondary capitation, senior secondary capitation, exam and invigilation, school feeding program, quality assurance,